Hey, oh hi, welcome back to my channel. And welcome to a Sunday vlog. As you can see, I'm looking real sharp, real great. Hair is in need of a wash. Face is in need of a wash. Teeth are in need of a brush. It is just past 9 o'clock. My boyfriend just dropped me off at home. He's going snowboarding. I have soccer at noon. And I have just a bunch of little things to do around the house today. So I thought, why not turn the vlog camera on and just bring y'all along with me? First order of business is to make myself my new little bevy. So I'm pretty sure I mentioned this at some point. If not, I'm planning on doing some kind of video about this at some point. But I think in the summertime, right around the time when I started to experience this like flare of eczema / psoriasis before I was actually diagnosed with the paradoxical psoriasis. One of the things that I really wanted to do was like get my gut health in check. So I started being very dedicated about taking probiotics again, which as someone who has Crohn's disease, that's like very important. I think all of us probably need probiotics these days. Just, you know, for all of the environmental stressors that we experience, for the way that our food is made and produced, and you know, it's just, I feel like there's so much stuff wrong with our food and water these days, which is kind of like one of the reasons why a lot of us have various health issues and are like nutrient deficient, especially if you're eating processed foods. Even if you're not, unless you're like very strict about eating like organic, non-GMO kind of stuff, I just don't feel like our food is the same as it might have been, as it used to be. Anyways, so I take probiotics every single day, or at least I try if I don't forget. And I've been trying like different brands, whatever. I have noticed that it's been making quite a difference. And just like my overall, I feel like it's making a difference in my skin. I haven't been getting like as many breakouts as I used to. It really helps with like the whole bloating situation. But I'm just like, I'm trying different brands just to see if there's a difference. But then there's this company Bloom, and I believe they're Canadian, and it's not Bloom Skincare, not to be confused. And they just came out with this Super Belly line. So this is the gut building hydration power in the flavor lemon ginger. And I'm also like terrible with drinking water. I have been also wanting to get on like the electrolytes train, because I am sure I'm predominantly dehydrated most days, more often than not. I really struggle to drink water, but I've never been one who like has been interested in like flavor packets and all of this. Pause. I am short, but this little tripod is not quite tall enough even for me. Okay, that's better. Sort of. We're a little bit crooked, but real girl shit. Okay, yes, anyways, I'm trying this. And I've never been a flavored water girly. Don't like it. Don't like things that are too sweet. I like a tart beverage if I'm going to drink anything that's like fruity, which is why I have shared this before, but like one of my favorite drinks is like 100% pure unsweetened cranberry juice with like a soda water. Or sometimes I just drink it with a little bit of water. Anyways, we're gonna make my Super Belly. This has some leftover water in it, so I'm gonna give this to one of my plant babies. I do this one right here. She's a good vlogger. She's a filmmaker. No. Okay, so anyways, also, isn't this water bottle so cute? I'm constantly on the search for the like best water bottle for me. And yes, I know we've like talked about the whole stupid Stanley thing. I'm not gonna get a Stanley cup, but I am always looking for a water bottle that's like suitable for my needs, which usually means like I want something with like the sippy cup thing and a straw, but also that just like seals properly. And I think probably because I buy cheap water bottles and then they just like disintegrate. But I found this one in HomeSense about a month ago and it's been nice, and it actually keeps things pretty cool, which is great. Although I don't typically use cold things, but in this instance, I absolutely am going to be grabbing some ice. So there's my fridge. We're gonna go get ice. Freezer, rather. Do you want like ice ASMR? I hate ASMR, but I'm so good at this. Okay. This is one of the only ways that I can actually drink these things without gagging. Again, I don't like sweet pepper. I can't really handle a sweet beverage. These aren't overly sweet either, but did I even mention that one of the reasons why I'm doing this is because it has probiotics in it? No. I'll read the ingredients to you actually in the back. Which is why I was so intrigued. It's not just about hydration, it's also about probiotics. So it's like I'm having a drinkable, sippable probiotic situation. So Super Belly combines our love of superfoods. Super Belly combines our love of superfoods with prebiotics from inulin, fermented apple cider vinegar, lovely, excuse me, and clinically studied probiotics that support digestive health. Get a good gut feeling from your hydration and fill your cup with bloom. This actually does recommend that you add ice, so like I'm ahead of the game. Ingredients: apple cider vinegar, inulin, which comes from Jerusalem artichoke, apparently. Fancy. Citric acid, national flavor. That's always sketchy. Never know what that means. So like don't love that. Pink Himalayan salt. And then you've got your probiotics. Bacillus coagulans. Sounds terrible. Lemon juice powder, ginger root powder, stevia extract, turmeric for the color, cherry juice concentrate, and then more turmeric root powder. Whatever. There's probably better and different things I could be doing, but this is just, we're trying this out. So they just come in these little single-use sachets, which like so many of the electrolyte drinky things come in now. And I just add that into my water bottle with my stack of ice. And then my sink. Things are a little messy right now, so, you know, ignore. All right, she's filled. We're gonna put the lid back on. And am I noticing a difference? I don't know. It's only been like a week. So this could do something. This could do nothing. But in general, the probiotics thing has been making me feel good, better. So just shaky, shake, shake. Also get an arm workout in. Some dance moves. And then it's fine. It doesn't taste bad, but it is kind of sweet. While I'm here, I also may as well take my multivitamins. I've been using the Women's Multi from Ollie. Two. Really waiting to see the effects of these on my like nails and hair. As of yet, not noticing anything. However, in this little patch here, these are baby hairs. This is new growth. This little spot here, ignore this. This is just nothing. But in this little spot here, I went completely bald as a result of my paradoxical scalp psoriasis, and I'm finally getting hair growing back in that spot, and it's just delightful. But the baby hairs, some are longer than others, but there's like one little section here that just like wants so badly to curl. It just like swoops up, and I think it's adorable. Do I look tired and puffy? Yes, I do. I've also been suffering from a sciatica flare-up this week, which is like my favorite thing in the whole world. I really love that for me so much. JK, I don't. It's terrible. It's been a week of painful stretching and so much Tylenol, and I'm really ready to be on the other side of that. I don't know when that will happen, but I'm waiting. I Googled this morning like acupressure solutions for that. So I've been like rubbing the like tendons in between these two fingers. If it doesn't get better in the next week, I am going to have to like book an appointment to go see like a physiotherapist, or at minimum go back to my massage therapist and just be like, please help me. I really don't want to go to a chiropractor. I am scared of chiropractors. I've gone that route before, and I'm not a big fan. Anyways, I'm gonna put these back. There's a few things here in the kitchen area that I do want to do, so I figured that we could do that together. Just repositioning you here so we can see each other better. Whoopsies. The first is cleaning off and listing a handful of kind of like really cute costume jewelry earrings. One of which are these stunning little studs. They're so pretty. And then we've got these little delightful dangling like teardrop earrings. They're so cute. And then we've got these little bees. All of them are so cute, but unfortunately I have such a severe metal allergy that I cannot wear any of these without my ears like crusting up and getting scaly and just absolutely terrible. So to properly cleanse these, I should honestly be putting them through like a proper warm water and like very gentle soap bath, but I don't have enough time to do that. But I'm just gonna list them on like Facebook Marketplace and probably my Depop. Also, if you didn't know, I have a Depop now. Please buy my shit. If you are a small to extra small, I'm just using little alcohol wipes. This is really not the ideal solution to clean your jewelry, but it is what it is. And at least we're getting rid of any gunk. And I'm just posting these as like a set. People can buy them all. And I'm not gonna like list them for any kind of outrageous price. I have absolutely no use for them. Again, I cannot wear them. I think I have like a 10-minute maximum on earrings that are like not 100% gold. Even sometimes silver bothers me. They're not new. So some of these are quite tarnished. So, you know, for the interested purchaser, I'll kind of have to leave it to them to bring these back to life. But if you are someone who does not have sensitive ears, I mean, these are adorable little jewels. And I want to say the little teardrop ones and these adorable, like really beautiful little studs are possibly, I think they're from a Toronto brand. I bought them years ago, like 2015. I was in Toronto at a shop on Queen Street, I'm pretty sure. And I want to say that they're like maybe Faux and Deer. I feel like Faux and Deer now does more fine jewelry, but at the time they were quite lovely. And I'm also, there's only one metal backing like this, like the little, I don't know what you call these little clasps, but the metal ones that have the like little, can you see that? There's only one earring with that. The rest of them are all the little rubber backings, and I think they're all looking a little haggard, so I'm just going to list them without. But I feel like if you're someone who is a fan of jewelry, you can totally just source earring backings yourself. So yeah, I'm just making sure that all of the backs are clean. No one needs to be swapping ear gunk, you know? And then I'm gonna post them on Facebook Marketplace and my Depop, and we'll see what happens. I've sold a few things on my Depop. I also have a chart that I put together just to like sort of track whether or not it's worth it. So far, I have lost some money because the cost of shipping is so outrageous, and like I'm not selling enough on Depop to offer free shipping. The first item I did offer free shipping, and the item was $15. The shipping ended up being $26. So your girl lost a lot of money. So I've put together kind of like a spreadsheet for myself to just track the process of that. And over time, we'll see whether or not it's actually worth it. I think I've got like $90 in my PayPal account right now. And for the amount of effort that it takes just to like take photos of all this stuff, like, because you need to have good product photography. That's what helps sell these things, right? So you have to have good product photography. It has to be decent quality. You have to list it at an appropriate price where someone's not gonna like just scoff and walk away because they're like, how dare you charge full price for this? That's the whole point. There's so many factors that go into selling well on that kind of platform, and I just don't quite know if I have the wherewithal to really make that happen. Isn't this like the most thrilling? Anyways, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go try and take photos of these, and then I'll like show you the photo, and then we can move on. Because next thing I want to do is I want to make myself a new body scrub for the shower, which I'm going to have after soccer. I'm not wasting a clean body on a soccer game. So be right back. All right, we're not winning any awards for product photography, but done. I just popped them through a sheet of cardstock just so that I could get them kind of like face up. And now I shall list them and we'll go from there. So also when I got home this morning, I had an Amazon package waiting for me. And like, for as much as I absolutely loathe the whole vibe behind Amazon, I have been buying a lot of things from Amazon lately. Hypocrite. But also sometimes it's just like convenience, and sometimes you can't find things anywhere else and you don't want to pay international shipping or duties. So sometimes Amazon is kind of the last resort. And I don't know, in Canada, we're just like losing products left, right, and center. And I don't understand, like there's just, brands are like fleeing the Canadian marketplace, and I don't know what's going on. I am not an economist. I don't pay enough attention to that whole situation with trades and tariffs and whatever, but Canada, what the fuck are you doing? I just feel like we continue to be more and more isolated. Like Kleenex is gone. I'm pretty sure we lost some big like frozen pizza brand. I just feel like more and more brands are pulling out of the Canadian marketplace. And can someone look into this, please? Because what the fuck? Anyways, all that to be said, sometimes it's just really the convenience that gets you, and that's why we go to Amazon. So I have been struggling with my nails. Right now, they don't look terrible. My nails don't grow very long. I have very thin, very flaky, very nail polish resistant nails, and my cuticles have been struggling. I use a cuticle oil, or have been using a cuticle oil more often than not lately, but it just seems to, like, I don't know, whatever I do, my cuticles will flake and peel. Like this one is just, we're flaking and peeling. These two nails on my dominant hand are always in really rough shape. And like I moisturize my hands constantly. I can't stand the feeling of dry hands, but my nails are always just in trouble. And like, I'm not particularly delicate. Like I use my hands a lot. I play guitar, I craft, I exercise. I try to wash dishes with gloves on so that I'm being a little less harsh on my hands, but the health of my hands, my fingernails specifically, and my cuticles is just always rough. So I really struggle with like the whole aesthetic of my hands. I also have tiny hands. I don't know. And there is just something so beautiful and elegant about like getting your nails done and having like a longer nail that's gonna last a couple of weeks, but it also just wreaks havoc on my natural nails. So while I've had that done a few times in the last few years, I regret it as soon as they start to like peel and chip off, because then it's just my nails take months and months and months to recover from that. But obviously more and more people have been doing the whole press-on nail thing. And if you follow Hannah Louise Poston, she's like one of my favorite creators on this platform. She has spoken a lot about Glamnetic, and now Glamnetic is actually, I think, being sold at Sephora Canada, which is great, which means they're finally accessible to us. And I have tried a lot of like drugstore brand of like press-on nails. Also, just like nail polish, none of them seem to last. I don't know if I just need to like freaking cement them to my hands, but I'll spend like an hour perfectly like shaping and trimming and doing the cuticle care, and then, you know, putting them all on and they just fucking fly off. And so I'm just getting completely sick of that. But my birthday's coming up and I would like to have pretty nails for my birthday. I'm not doing anything crazy. I'm just going out for dinner, but like I've got a really cute outfit planned. And I would just like to not have like little ogre hands. So I picked up these Glamnetic, this set. It's the Wild Card set, I believe that's what this is called. Yes, Wild Card. And they're the short almond style, which is like ideal for me. I do really appreciate that about this brand, that they offer the short size. So you're not just left with these like sky high, like CN Tower height nails. I need to use my hands. So I really appreciate that you can still get the shape that you want, but in like a respectable length. And I also picked up the brush on nail glue. So we're gonna give these a try out next weekend and see how it goes. But these are just super, super cute. I love the pattern. And these were from Amazon and they arrived yesterday and were waiting at my gate for me when I came home this morning. So very excited about that. TBD though on whether or not that's actually like gonna do the trick for me. I'm just killing time here. I really don't want to go to soccer, and soccer is at 12, which means I need to start getting ready by like 11, leave the house by 11:30. My hair is in a scrunchie right now. We're going to do braids. The last few times I've worn my hair in a ponytail, it slips right out. So we need braids, we need secure hair. So I'm gonna do that. But I did want to make a body scrub before I go. It's just kind of one of the things on my to-do list today. So I bought this bag of bath salts. This is the Mineral Wellbeing West Lab bath salts. It's the Zen fragrance with cedarwood, neroli, and sage. It's Epsom and Himalayan mineral salts. This was just on sale at Zayre's last week, and it's vegan and cruelty-free, which is like, it's salts. Why would it be? Why would you? Just some things I'm like, it so obviously should be cruelty-free and vegan. Anyways, I don't have a bathtub. But sometimes it is just nice to like do a foot soak for yourself. But I also just like to buy really fine ground salts because I do like to make my own body scrubs. As we have discussed countless times, every time I buy a body scrub, I am infinitely disappointed. I have one in my shower right now that I just bought because it was on sale and I was like, ooh, gets me every time, and every single time I regret it. This body scrub is just absolutely not worth it. So I'm gonna make my own. And I have a pro tip for you. So I'm gonna go gather my supplies and then we're gonna make a little jar of homemade body scrub together. See you soon. All right, we're back. We've got the salts, which needs to be opened with a pair of scissors. So I'm going to cut. Now, usually I would prefer to do this with a set of salts that like, or sugar that doesn't already have like a scent baked in, but you know, it was on sale. It was what was available. So we're just gonna go for it. And it's like potent. But that's okay. We're just gonna go with it. This is why it's a body scrub. It's not gonna linger. But usually when I'm doing a scrub, if I have like any kind of rogue body oils around the house, like this miniature Tatcha Hinoki body oil from their Forest Awakening, I was gonna throw this in, but I'm not sure that might be too much. But if I've got like any body oils that I'm not using, even if it's like a luxury product and may or may not be super expensive, these are nourishing oils. They need to be used. Use them. Make a body scrub. Don't let it just sit and rot in your closet or your cupboard or your vanity. Add it to your body scrub situation. So I've just got a nice jar here. This is a leftover jar from the brand Truly, one of their products. I actually love that all of their products come in, or most of their products come in these glass jars, because I just take the label off and I reuse them over and over again. It's great to have this size jar, and this is like the perfect size for a body scrub. Just upcycling. And then I usually just use, if I don't have a body oil left over in my vanity collection, whatever, I'll just use like a combination of like avocado oil, olive oil, coconut oil, kind of whatever's in my pantry. I just happen to have the avocado oil. And y'all, this is the other thing. Shit's getting super expensive. So like, if you don't want to use your very expensive olive oil, because you can't find any olive oil these days, at least in Canada, that's like under $15. I understand, but we're just using what we have. And another little pro tip I have is if you've got any leftover tea in your pantry that you're like not loving, especially if it's an herbal tea, even if it has caffeine, because it's going to like help to kind of like awaken your skin, tear open the tea bag and pop it into your body scrub mixture. I did that with some matcha tea powder that I had just literally languishing away in my pantry. I wasn't drinking it, so I was like, you know what, I've had this for a while. It's probably like shouldn't be consumed. So I'm just gonna add it to my body scrub. So I'm gonna make use of it, and I'm just like, whatever benefits are in that tea, I'm gonna throw it in my body scrub, so at least I'm getting it somehow. You know, you gotta do what you gotta do. So I'm gonna just start taking some spoonfuls, and this is a mixture of the Himalayan salts and Epsom. So it's like got this really beautiful crystallization to it. Typically I have a lot of Himalayan salts around my house. That's what I use when I'm cooking. So I will just use Himalayan, but again, things can get expensive. So sometimes you can just find these things on sale. Sometimes you can find the Himalayan salts in like a larger bag at like Home Sense or Winners. Buy that shit. Even if you don't feel comfortable like eating it, again, if you're like making your own homemade like body scrubs, do it. Now, I like a scrub that's more scrubby than liquid. Like I want a high concentration of either the sugar or the salt granule. So we're gonna start with this much. And then I think I'm gonna go with some avocado oil first. And I'm just gonna pour that directly on there. Look at that. Beautiful. Now my coconut oil is in solid form, so I think I'm actually gonna have to, oh, it smells so good. I'm gonna take a couple scoops of this out, and I'm going to just put it in the microwave just to soften it a little bit before I add it to my blend. One of the things I've really been noticing that I'm lacking in my life, in my kitchen, is like small bowls. So we have no choice but to use a tiny teacup instead. So I'm just gonna take, oh, it's really stiff. My apartment is very cold, so like everything solidifies aggressively. I'm gonna aim for like approximately 2 tablespoons to start. If I can scoop that much out, it's just so solid in here. Oops, just got some on the floor. While this is on my fingers, I'm just going to apply some of that to my poor nose. My nostril is cracking again. And like, if anyone has any sort of like solutions for dry, crusty, cracking nostrils, gross, but like, please help. It's so uncomfortable and painful. And it's only my left one, which is where I have like the majority of my sinus problems, but I don't understand. I have a working theory predominantly that like, I have a space heater and this is the side of my body that the space heater is usually pointing at. So like, is that the source of all my issues? Has that just dried out? Possibly. I need to get a humidifier. Anyways, now I need to go wipe this from my fingers. Cloth. We're going to wipe some of this off the counter, and then we're just going to pop this in the microwave. And we're just going to start with 15 seconds and see how that is. I got a cheap microwave, so we might need to do 30 seconds. She's not high powered. Oh, I do not like the smell of that. So luckily it is kind of a formula that's rinse off. Yeah, she needed more than 15 seconds. I think I am gonna add this tea. This is the Stash Meyer Lemon Caffeine Free Tea. It's got rose hips, lemongrass, orange peel, hibiscus, citric acid, Meyer lemon oil, and safflower. So it's not an uncomplimentary mixture. And again, it's nice. It's very lemony. So this is going to be like a very bright and like awakening. I cut open the tea bag and I'm just dumping that in there. It also just adds like a really lovely texture. If I had an Earl Grey tea that I wasn't loving, or I was feeling a little bit more generous, I would throw some of my Earl Grey tea in there, but we're just gonna stick with that. And that was the last tea bag in the box, so now she can be recycled. We're just doing all of the things today. Again, the most fascinating vlog you've ever seen. But like, this is also just what life is like on a Sunday for a real girl. We don't have anywhere to go other than soccer. The rest of the day we're just gonna be hanging out here. Possibly going back to my boyfriend's later, but like, we've got the Sunday scaries, we're going to indulge them. Okay, 30 seconds, completely liquefied this, so we're just gonna go ahead and add that in. And then that's like a lot of oil now, as you can see. We're just gonna now give it a stir. And I would say this is like a pretty decent consistency for a scrub. For most people, this is probably like exactly what you want. We can try it out. It feels really nice, but I actually might want some more salts personally. And just this combination of the Epsom and Himalayan mineral salt is quite lovely. Like it's not going to be as gritty as like using a table salt because it doesn't have the same consistency, but it's still quite nice. And again, as someone without a bathtub, I can't make use of bath salts in the standard way. I now need to get a fresh spoon because I don't want to, well, whatever. This is not, we're not going through food here. This is all going to the body. So I'm just gonna add, well, now there is salt everywhere. I'm gonna need to vacuum this afterwards. This is not a tidy process. I'm just adding another 2 scoops. I'm stirring that in. And with the coconut oil in here, especially the kind of coconut oil that this is that does solidify at a certain temperature, this is likely going to really firm up even when it's in my shower. I have a little like shelf thing in my shower that I just leave in there, but it never stays warm enough after the shower for things to like stay in kind of the liquid form. So I do feel like this is going to firm up quite a lot. But cut with the coconut oil because this is not like an unscented coconut oil. That actually makes the cedarwood sage neroli combination a lot more palatable for me. I think it's the neroli in this combination that's just overpowering my senses a little bit, because I normally quite like cedarwood and sage, but I just think it's the neroli. Okay, I'm gonna just use the leftover on there and see what she's like. Now we're just gonna rub that on the back of my hand, on the back of this hand. I don't know if you can hear the granules falling to the floor, but that's nice. That's a nice texture. I like that a lot. I think that's gonna be really nice in the shower. Gonna rinse that off now. Okay, hands feel real soft. And like you can see that kind of like delicious hydrated sheen from the oils. So we're just gonna seal this up. And my DIY body scrub if you need. I love making my own body scrubs also because you just know what's in it. Like there's none of these like natural flavors or natural fragrance things in the ingredients. Like aside from this, because I'm sure there is natural fragrance. Yes, natural occurring in essential oils, whatever. If you don't use a scented essential oil or a scented Epsom salt, and you just use like salt or sugars, and then you just kind of like fragrance it with whatever is in your own home, especially if you're just using like tea bags, you can just be confident in what's actually going on to your body, and I really like that. And then you also get the consistency of a scrub that you want. And this is always my issue purchasing like pre-made scrubs, is it's never going to be the consistency that I want, whether it's in like a tub form or in a squeezy tube. It never ever ever hits the mark. And I make the mistake time and again and time and again and time and again because I just don't learn. I don't learn my lessons. But I'm never disappointed with my own scrubs, especially because if it gets too oily, if the oil is all settled to the bottom, I can just add more salt or sugar, and then the problem is solved. Okay, what time is it? It is 10 o'clock. I'm gonna put these things away. We're gonna head on into my bathroom. Gotta put the contacts in. We gotta brush the teeth, wash the face, do the hair, at least get that out of the way. And then I'm sure I can find a few other things to like entertain myself for the next hour and a half before we head on to soccer. And it might just be me sitting down and chilling and reading some of my book before I go, because why not? Welcome back to my bathroom. It's been a while. Hair. She's struggling. I did dye my hair again recently, just with my like demi-permanent Clarins. I think Clarins? No. I don't know. It's like a reddish tone, which I'm not like bleaching my hair and then dyeing my hair. It's just literally I'm going for a tint and to kind of help disguise my bangs, my bang rays. We're gonna do this. Actually, no, you know what? We're gonna go with the headband. Just so that nothing falls out, because I'm getting really tired with clips these days. Cute, cute. She's cute. She's giving influencer. She's giving blind. Okay. First things first. We gotta brush our teeth. And we're gonna go today with the Hello Activated Charcoal Epic Whitening Brightening Solution. Isn't it just like so appealing to put black toothpaste in your mouth? No. go in with floss pick because I do have a dentist appointment coming up, and those women love to tell me that I don't floss enough. Am I the only one who goes to the dentist and is like terrified because if you have like a cavity or like really aggressive plaque buildup, somehow you failed at life and they're going to be grading you like they did in elementary school or public school, and you're just like, I've never gotten a C before. Meanwhile, it like happens to everybody. It's just that like inner perfectionist that you're like, where did this come from? Is this like a first daughter thing? Okay. Now I'm gonna put my, oh that hurt. I'm gonna put my contacts in before I wash my face because I would like to see. She's tired. I wish I could be one of those people that could just like pop up a contact in without a mirror. Like, the girl who can do that is just living her most ungovernable life, and it's something I aspire to. Contacts are in, I can see. I mean, not that I can't see without my glasses, but life is a blur. Sometimes that's how you want it to be. You know, it is Pisces season. I am a Pisces. I want to be fully in the Delulu land. So maybe I should have just kept the blindness. But now I'm gonna wash my face. I am using this as my like morning cleanser right now. This is the 3 Ships Harmony cleanser with cucumbers, kombucha, and microbiome balancing. It's fine. You'll see in a second, but it doesn't suds up at all. So I've wet my cloth. I'm just gonna dampen my face. It does say to apply this to a wet face. Apply 2 to 3 pumps. So we're going to go 1 pump, 2 pump, 3 pumps. And as you can see, well, we don't really want to say what that looks like, but it's just like a milky kind of cleanser, and it doesn't really suds. This is very much like, it is just a soft, gentle, milky cleanser. And I'm not sure how I feel about it, and there's still so much left in the component. I kind of want to just give it away so that I can use the cleanser that has really been satisfying me, which is this one from Naturium. It's the Mixed Greens Nutrient Rich Cleanser. It does suds, but also super, super gentle, and it's just delightful. It smells so good. It's got vitamin C, green tea, and aloe. I love it. That is my second cleanse, mostly at night. So we're trying to get through all of the cleansers, all of the products. We're trying to use the lot. So I've rinsed my cloth. I'm going to now wipe the 3 Ships off. I've got this, like, I get sometimes these little like underground pimples right beside my ear. They're so uncomfortable. I've got one that I'm battling right now, and I might just, the skin did break when I was picking at it, but I might just slap a pimple patch over that and see how I fare. Then I'm gonna go in with this toner from Bliss. It's the Clear Genius Clarifying Toner and Serum with DHA, Witch Hazel, Niacinamide, Zinc, PCA, and Cica. I've kind of been using this on several places all over my body. I use it just on my hands and then apply, kind of like I would a serum. I've been using this on all kinds of spots on my body that I've been getting breakouts, like kind of along the tops of my shoulders. Pro tip, or maybe not, but when I'm shaving my lady bits, especially my bikini line, after I freshly shave, before I hydrate, because I always, your skin down there is skin. Don't put anything in your body, but hydrate. Use a really gentle facial oil. Use a balm. If you're shaving your bits, hydrate the skin afterwards. Take care of it. So I always put this on my bikini line after I shave, just to kind of reduce the chance of any ingrowns or pimples. So I kind of let that just sit into my skin. Now we're gonna go in with my eye serum. I mentioned this in my empties. This is that ingredients, my ingredients. Serum that I've used this now several times, and every time I'm like, why? But it's the caffeine under eye solution. So I'm just gonna go in with a few drops on my finger. And then I'm just gonna kind of rub it between my fingers and gently pat that under my eyes. I don't honestly know if this does anything. You know, I am getting older. My skin is drying out a little bit, you know, hello 30s. But I still think that I have not yet found the ultimate eye cream. And then I'm gonna double up on my face cream because I am feeling dry. So I'm gonna go in with my Graydon Skincare Phyto Clear Botanical Retinol Gel Cream. This is almost done. Again, it's one of those things where like there's only just this like teeny tiny peephole at the bottom. I don't know how much is left in here. I can only kind of guess by the weight of it. But I just, two very modest puffs. And I'm just gonna rub that in, also up my neck. And the scent of this is like very fresh, green, herbaceous. It's quite nice. But as I mentioned in one of my previous videos, it soaks in like really beautifully, like it's a little bit tacky. So it actually make quite a good, I think, primer for makeup. You can see that kind of like tackiness, but I do find that once it like fully dries down, it just does leave my skin feeling a little bit tight. So I've been layering, and I actually just opened this. It's been in my collection for a while. It's the Antipodes Rejoice Light Facial Day Cream. Just this really beautiful, soft kind of creamy shade. The texture is beautiful. Again, it's quite cold in my place, so everything solidifies a little bit normal than usual, but I'm just gonna take that much, like one little dip of the finger, warm it up between my hands, and then apply. And it smells just so light and gentle. I really love Antipodes. It's hard to find, but there's a Goodness Me, which is like a natural food store here where I live, and they do carry some of the line, so it's just nice that I can access it there. That's the daily skincare. I am gonna put on sunscreen, but that's in the other room. But while I'm in here, giving something about Mary, which nobody wants, so just kind of going to tame the bangs. Luckily, this brush had two little hair elastics in it, and I'm just gonna quickly, like a quick and dirty French braid scenario. So be right back. Hair braided. Soccer stuff half on, but I still have some time, and given that I've been excruciatingly uncomfortable because of my sciatic nerve pain, I'm just gonna do some stretchies in my little exercise space. So important to stretch regardless, especially as you get older, you know, mobility, motility, flexibility. Gotta keep that body tight. And also just functioning. Even if you're not trying to get like slim, who cares about being slim? We want to be fit and healthy, but we also want to not be like creaking and cracking as soon as we turn 30 and, you know, unable to move and having pain all the time. It seems to be like the general consensus these days is that we're all in pain in here and out here. Anyways, I'm just gonna stretch, so why not just watch me? I'm not a professional. I just do what feels right to my body. And I have been doing a lot of like upper body workouts, trying to get my arm muscles back to their delicious toned state that I once had. And I actually feel like that might be the culprit behind some of my discomfort this week, is like I may have tweaked something by like overdoing it or like hyper flexing, hyper extending something. Anyways, so stretching is important. I like to do a lot of downward dogs, a lot of cobra stretches. I want to stretch my back. I'm going to stretch my hips. Pigeon pose is my all-time favorite. It's comfortable, it feels good, and it really helps to release any like tension in my, especially on my right side. This is where all of the discomfort is. I also, TMI, too much information, maybe not, who cares, but my Crohn's disease is concentrated in my terminal ileums. So lower right quadrant issue and my abdomen and also my back always tends to be an issue. All of my problems seem to be on my right side except for my nostrils. So I always do pay extra attention to my right side, although I should probably pay equal attention to my left side because I'm sure that my left side is constantly like overcompensating for any sort of discomfort that I have. But I also tend to get a lot of like serious knots on my right side, like right under my right shoulder blade. Even my boyfriend was like giving me a little back rub the other day, and he's like, there is not a single spot on your body that isn't filled with like the most intense knots. And I was like, no, for such a small person, I carry the weight of the world in every single one of my cells. Anyways, she's been talking enough. Now it's time to stretch. It's time to stretch and just feel a little bit better. Also, it's just good to stretch before a soccer game, you know? Hopefully I don't injure myself. Hopefully this team isn't aggressive and asshole. There is not a single game we have won so far this session, and it's soul crushing. Anyways, stretch. Anyone else always just turn their stretch session into like a dance party? We don't have to be good at dancing. We all just need to dance more in our lives. It's like good for our souls to just like literally shake everything out. Also, yes, my armpits are hairy. But it's so cold. All right, I have sufficiently killed enough time. Almost. It's just going on 11. I just realized that I haven't eaten yet today. So I'm gonna go pop a bagel in the toaster and then I'm just gonna sit. I'm just gonna sit with my book until I need to leave. And then that's the morning, folks. That's the morning, kids. Sundays. Welcome to the Zone. I've got my bagel. I've got my napkin. It's just one of these like cute teeny tiny Odo's bagels with some crunchy peanut butter. I've got my book. I've got my comfy floor pillow, which I prop up in kind of like a chair against my couch because I don't sit on couches in my daily personal life. I sit on the floor. Sitting on the floor is my friend. My one true love is the floor. I've got my beverage, and I'm just gonna snack and read until we gotta go, because that's what cute girls do. Also, I'm gonna do a whole video about this at some point, inspired by the lovely Kyla Fishy and like I guess every other booktuber, book talker out there, but I'm gonna do like a book vlog soon because I've always been a book girly and I just never really realized that there was like a space for us on the internet. But I am coming off the back of 2 absolutely terrible books. I think I've read 7 books so far this year, which is like good, not great, whatever. It's not a competition. I cannot wait to have my own house. Anyways, this is the book I'm reading now, and it's really, really good. This is called Morgan Is My Name by Sophie Keach. I'm just over halfway through it. It's delightful. I am a huge fan of like all things Arthurian legends, and this is kind of like a feminist retelling of the story of Morgan Le Fay. And I've always loved her character. I have the Miss of Avalon around here somewhere, which I actually had to read for a class in university. I never finished it. Still wrote my exam though. Probably didn't why I didn't get a good grade. Anyways, and it's really good, and it's like such a relief to find a good book after you've read several terrible novels. And I'll talk a little bit about them, but if you're following me on Instagram, I have a book highlight for like every year. All of the books that I'm reading, I put in my highlights and like kind of write a review on what those are. And yeah, so far Most of the books I've read this year have been great, except for the 2 recent ones. And I'm just like so disappointed that I spent my money on them. I love to own books. I love having a personal library, but sometimes you're just like, man, I should just go to the actual library and just like take out a book, borrow a book, especially if it turns out to be horrible. And then you're like, oh, I didn't spend any money on this. It was free. So, you know, I might not get those hours of my life back, but at least I didn't spend my hard-earned money on trash. Anyways, this one is not trash. This one is going to go into my library and be cherished because it's great. It's heartbreaking so far, but you know, again, Pisces season, I'm gonna be in my feels for the next 20 days. Well, now you just get to chill with me as I read and eat. And I'll see you at soccer. We're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. Made a detour to Walmart, bought the most frozen fruit because who could afford fresh fruit these days? But also because I'm starving and your girl needs to have a smoothie stat. If you're wondering, if you care, we tied our soccer game. We were this close, this close, this close, this close, this close, this close to winning. And then the last 10 seconds, literally the last 10 seconds, the other team scored. I didn't even see it happen. I just turned around and I was like, huh? And then there it was. So, gotta grab my protein powder. And I'm trying to be healthy. What I really want is to snack on some snackies. I got this giant bag of Blue Diamond Spicy Dill Pickle Almonds. But we need fruit, we need veggies, we need protein. So I got these packages of the Great Value Easy Blends. This is the Dragon Crush. So there's dragon fruit, mango, pineapple, and bananas. Seems like it's gonna be freaking great. We're just gonna, ooh, it's so pineapple-y. Gonna put that into my smoothie cup like that. I feel like that's probably enough fruit. Even though there are greens in my protein powder, I'm going to add a chopped spinach nugget. Do you know how hard these are to find? I don't understand, but maybe it's just me, but I've been having the hardest time finding just the like nuggets. I don't want the big block because I can't put it in my smoothie. I'm like, again, sure, I could buy fresh, but no one's out here affording that as far as I'm concerned. So, I'm gonna cut that open, grab a little nuggie, and pop it in there. And properly seal this with an elastic band before it goes back in the freezer. And then we're gonna go 1 scoop. And then I'm not the juice or milk girly when it comes, again, we talked about this morning with my drink. I don't want it to be too sweet, so it's just gonna be cold water. We're gonna start with that. Look at that color. It's way better than it usually looks. Now, the machine I have, the NutriBullet, only comes with these massive containers. Oh, son of a bee. I don't know if you can see that, but the spinach nugget didn't blend. That is the problem. Alright, back you go. I feel like it's still jiggling around in there. As I was saying, because of the dragon fruit, this is a much nicer color than my smoothies usually look because I don't typically use a lot of berries. I usually go mango and banana, sometimes a few strawberries. Just filling up a cup because this is really overwhelming to consume out of. So, pretty cup, straw. It's very tropical. You can really taste the dragon fruit, which isn't a bad thing. It's just, it is a little sweeter than I'm used to. It also doesn't help that the protein powder I'm using is French vanilla, so it's like, it's got a flavor, it's got its own sweetness, but that's nice. Oh, it's definitely gonna take it off my hunger until dinner time. And also just give me nutrients because she needs them. She needs the nutrients. And speaking of dinner, I'm making pasta fagioli tonight. So I've got some leftover sauce that I made from the weekend. That is perfect because I made pizza on the weekend. And essentially, we're gonna go super, oh, son of a bitch, I just broke my wooden spoon. It got caught in the side of the dishwasher when I went to close it. Well, RIP, I guess. Good thing I have more. What kind of Italian would I be if I didn't have multiple wooden spoons? We're going super lazy. Just gonna open up this can of white kidney beans. This is absolutely nothing fancy. I made a delicious sauce for my pizza on the weekend. So the majority of the work is already done, and I've been craving pasta fagioli. And the sauce, the pizza sauce was quite thick, so I have the opportunity to just loosen it up a little bit, which means I'm going to dump the entire can of beans. If I can freaking open it. I am such a sped, I swear to God, I cannot for the life of me ever open a can. But I'm just gonna add the juices from the can of beans directly to directly to my pot is what I'm trying to say, but I'm special. And I can't open a can to save my life. I'm always literally having the biggest struggle. That full can of beans is going to go right into my pot. And then I've just filled the can with like a little bit of water to rinse it. I'm going to add that into the sauce as well. Also going to add a splash of lime just for that extra flavor. And a good healthy pinch or two more of oregano. And I can't give you the rest of the ingredients to my pasta sauce because it's a secret. It's magical. It's delicious. It's mine. I'm just gonna let this chill out here on the stove, simmering in its delicious sauciness for It's good, even with that wine still in its top essence. hasn't been reduced yet, but it's gonna be delicious. Moving you back. I picked something else up from Walmart. Can you hear? Can you hear the child? Always screaming, always crying. Help me. Okay, so because I am a traitor to my nation, I bought a Swiffer WetJet. It's not like I broke the bank or anything. Do I have a regular mop and bucket here at the house? Yes. But do I feel like it ever really does a good job? No. And two, whatever the flooring is in this apartment, every time I mop, I feel like it's like taken off a layer of it. So I think it's like too wet. Maybe I'm not using the right cleaner. But I just need something that's gonna take the edge off of the pain in the ass that is cleaning these floors. And I vacuum all the time, but they need to be clean. And I'm not going to Cinderella it and get down on my hands and knees. I'm just not gonna do it. So I've become a wasteful hoe, and we're breaking out the Swiffer WetJet. I've never used a Swiffer WetJet. I have no idea what this experience is going to be like. Pray for me. If it's a waste of money, it's going straight back to Walmart. Something needs to be done about my floors. They need a mop. And the last time I mopped, it was a disappointing experience. And then I had to shuffle around with a towel on my feet for the rest of it. Now, I have no idea. Maybe if I took that out. I guess you just pop this right in. It's cartridge. Yes, okay. Is there like a battery pack? I don't know. Whew, all right. That's it. Oh, here, batteries, I'm assuming go in this. In the back here. Wow, look at that. Just takes some double A's. Just takes two of me. Dad joke. Okay. Batteries. Uno. Due. Now let's put this back in. Okay. Comes with little mop heads. How many does it come with? 5? Oh, it came with batteries. That's odd, right? Like, isn't it usually like batteries not included? We grew up in the 90s. We know that none of our toys came with batteries. Safe on wood and all finished floors. Well, hope so. Connect, insert batteries, attach pad, strip down. Like this strip down? I would assume so. Because I feel like there's strips on both sides. There's strips, and then I don't know. It's Velcro. I got it. I got this. I got this. Ooh, we're gonna clean the floors. Load, spray, and clean, remove when dirty. Ladies and gentlemen, these are not IKEA instructions. We're gonna I know these aren't the lyrics, but we're gonna do it like a lady. First impressions. First impressions of the Swiffer WetJet, folks. That is very much what one would use when we do the kind of clean we call the buff and puff. It is by no means a deep clean. It doesn't get into all of the nooks and crannies. It doesn't get out the stuff that does require the Cinderella elbow grease. Should I have done a quick vacuum before I did that? Yes, but I thought that I vacuumed like 2 days ago. I figured that would be fine. No. When you are a lady with locks that shed as if it is their day job, and you live with a cat who has similar issues, there's shit on the floor constantly. It doesn't matter how many times I vacuum. I should have... Rookie mistake. The place smells fresh, but you know, that's courtesy of Febreze. So does that really mean that things are clean? Probably not, but the floors actually do look better. But it was really just a quick like, again, there's not much like elbow grease that you can get with that setup. However, if I do this like once a week, then I might not, it might mitigate the need for the deep clean, because it'll be like, it's the upkeep over the alternate, you know? It doesn't help that I also don't have like the best vacuum in the world. It's just a $70 vacuum. Again, things are expensive, people. I would love to have like a Dyson that has like the carpet beater. I just don't. You know, that's something that your girl's gotta save up for or something. I don't know. If the day ever comes that I get married, like, that's gonna be on my registry. That'll be a wedding gift from 18 people because they're expensive. But this did a job. You wanna see the bottom? That's disgusting. That's gross. That's all of the stuff that should have been vacuumed, because it's just hair and kitty litter. I'm not dirty, people. That's just the nature of the beast. But that's done, and now I'm like giving my to-do, like my mop to-do, a half-assed check mark, because it is what it is. And like I said, the floors do look better, but definitely should have like done a cursory vacuum before I did that. But again, because I have a cheap vacuum, I even find that sometimes it just doesn't pick up the stuff. Like, it doesn't always grab all of the hairs. So the Swiffer scenario may be a good one, even if I just like use a microfiber cloth on the base of that. We'll see. Anyways, I did it. Halfway through my smoothie, and it's coming up to that time where I must shower. I really don't want to. If you watched one of Alanna Davison's latest videos, she was just like, I don't want to shower. I don't like getting wet. It's not an enjoyable experience. And I feel that to my core. Oh, if this interests you, one of the other things I got was allergy formula Capulets. Capulets? No, this isn't Romeo and Juliet. Capulets. Not Benadryl, because again, expensive. But it's an important thing to have on you if you are an allergic girly. But also, last night fed the boyfriend shrimp, and like 20 minutes after we were sitting on the couch, and I'm like, why is your face all pink? He's like, oh, well, sometimes I'm allergic to shrimp. Excuse me? Pardon moi? What do you mean sometimes you're allergic to shrimp? Did I know this? It's been almost 2 years. I feel like this is something I should have known. Never will forget. He's like, yeah, well, sometimes it happens. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes I get a little scratchy in my throat. And I'm like, sir, that is a food allergy. Do you want some Benadryl? No. 5 minutes later, yeah, maybe I'll take one of those Benadryls. Okay. It was my last one in my bag, so this is going directly into my backpack, because you can't be fucking around with your food allergies. That's how you die. And I'm not here to die, okay? I am showered. My hair is air drying in my robe. Sitting in front of my heater in my little cozy cushion, ready to curl up with my book and just read for a little bit as I decide, or my boyfriend and I decide, whether or not we're gonna hang out tonight and have dinner. So I'm just gonna kind of snuggle up and read. And that's that on the day. Thank y'all so much for watching, if you were hanging out with me today. And if this is your first time here, hi, welcome. I hope that you stick around and become part of the land fam. And if that is something that you decide that you would like to do, go ahead and click that subscribe button. Love to have you. And for the rest of y'all, love you so much. Hope you have a glorious day, night, evening, afternoon, early AM, wherever you are, whatever time it may be. And I will see you